How you say it, Myron?
You can say honestly, but it's how you deliver it.
How you say it.
Myron, that's how you say it, Myron.
You do have very positive.
You do have real shit to say, but your delivery sometimes goes.
But here's the problem. If I tell you 1 + 1 is 2 versus 1 + 1 is fucking 2, does it change the fact that the answer is still 2?
No, but it's.
Hold up, stop.
But the way you listen, if someone yells at you and someone talks to you, which one are you actually going to listen to?
Right.
Actually, I listen to both because here's the thing.
Then you're
sounds like trauma.
It's not trauma. It's that. See, here's the thing. It's not trauma. It's that men and women are different. When men are in the military and the sergeant yells at them, they accept it. Why?
Oh, God.
Because they do. Because they understand that there's a chain of command and this is how things get done. Okay? Your feelings, okay?
You got feelings too.
Yeah, Myron.
And it's not about suppressing it. You know, we gotta heal together. This is
incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. Absolutely incorrect.
What is I don't describe to your beliefs, sir.
Here's the thing. Men and women are not the same.
No,
the emotional man is not the same as an emotional woman.
But they're still
a big part of being a masculine man is being able to suppress your emotions even when it feels comfortable to show them. Okay, because
suppressing your emotions is.
I mean, if you want to be toxic, then go that route. But if you
whoa. Let's
finish my point. That will show up as physical.
That's also a social construct that men shouldn't.
Can I finish my point?
Express their emotions.
I know you did not just call me Dairy Queen.
Yeah, you are Dairy Queen.
No.
Can I finish my point?
The chat said that first.
Yeah. So
Dairy Queen bang no.
Men and women are not the same. An emotional man is not attractive. Okay? If I'm crying, right? What's up?
So they call it Dairy Queen, and then she said that shit bang.
Dairy Queen.
I'm banging, so whatever.
Milk Queen.
Whatever.
Milk Queen. Period. Chocolate fudge on that bitch. Shut up.
I don't even think it's about being emotional as much as like communicating, because like as a woman, you know, I'm in a relationship with a woman, and like when we argue, sometimes I'm like
Hammer to the mic, please.
Sometimes I'm just like, damn, I'm like arguing with a woman right now, but like I just feel like
merch.
You know what the problem with that is? You keep saying I feel like instead of I know or I think or whatever, and that's the problem when you use I feel like and I feel like and I feel like. Here's the thing. Men, okay, whether women want to accept it or not, your job is to be a big part of masculinity is being stoic and controlling your emotions. Crying, being a bitch, being super emotional, being rash in your decision making, it causes issues for men, okay? So we can't afford to be emotional. You guys could be emotional.
It's a
If
deliverance.
you cry in front of me, I'm not going to have a problem with it. But if I cry in front of you, it's going to be a problem.
Trust me. It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not a problem.
Yes, it is.
You say that now?
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it
It's
is.
not.
You say that now,
Well,
but
like,
I
Yes, it
guarantee
is.
you, if the man that you trust and
That shit
respect
cat. That shit
cries in
cat.
front of you for the simplest stuff,
I'm
on
gonna
some
hug
level,
you.
I feel like,
subconsciously
as
you're
I
gonna
was
be like,
saying,
yo, this man's a bitch. I can't
Nope.
respect him.
Cry
No.
right now then.
As a woman,
Big or something. Cry right now.
Let's talk about it.
So,
I think that's so attractive. It's not attractive when a man can express himself.
look, we're not saying don't communicate with a girl. We're just saying, as an example, sometimes too far is too far, and you don't know how far that is. Look, you might love your man, right? But he might say, you know what, babe, I just lost my job. You're thinking, you know what, damn, another thing can't support me or even help the family.
No.
Damn, I'm gonna wait a little bit, but guess what? A year passes, 2 years passes, this nigga's still not doing shit. I'm out. So you never know how far is too far. We're just saying, as men, be a rock for her. So in times of trouble, cool. There's a problem. All right, babe, this is going on, but I got it covered. I'm gonna solve it. That's what we're saying.
Why can't you be a rock for each other? I think that
exactly.
I think that is a problem for anybody, whether they're a male or female, to suppress their emotions. At the end of the day, if you're upset or if you need to cry, that it's ridiculous for you to suppress something like that just because you are a man, especially when you're in a relationship with a woman who is supposed to be your best friend, your partner, you're somebody that you building with, somebody that you're elevating and leveling up with, regardless of whether or not the role is. If you feel like because you're a man, you can't be vulnerable, that's horrible.
Are you a communist?
Absolutely not.
You're not, because you've said a lot of things that sound great on paper but don't work, just like communism. Here's the thing. Now you could say, I know what you said earlier. Oh, you should both be a rock for each other. Guess what? Women are not capable of being fucking rocks.
That's horrible.
And I know, sounds misogynistic, doesn't it?
Yes.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's a deep-rooted biological urge. Men and women are not the same. Women look for security. Once I cry, I compromise my ability to provide you security with my actions. Whether you want to accept it or not, you're not going to be aroused by a guy that cries in front of you and is a bitch.
No.
You might sit there and console him. It's okay.
Absolutely false.
We're gonna get this together. But the reality is you're going to lose a level of respect for him to some degree.
No.
And then when you lose respect, you're going to lose attraction.
I gain
I don't
respect
make
for a
the rules.
man who can communicate and can effectively express his.
Bro, you're dating a girl right now. Stop.
Girl.
So anyway, like, come on, man.
So you lose your job, right? Say you've been supporting. Say you've been supporting a girl, right, for the past four years, right?
Yes.
You've been in a relationship with a woman for 4 years, right? And then y'all hit like 4.5, boom. All of a sudden you lose your job for whatever reason. You don't got whatever savings or nothing to hold you down. Your woman has a sustainable enough job to keep the bills paid while you're going through whatever it is that you're going through. Say she sees that you hit rock bottom and decides no matter how long you've been in the game to fucking shit on you and just dip. How would you feel?
That's how reality operates a lot of the time.
How would you feel?
It would suck, but that's reality.
So you would be like, oh, damn, that sucks, but fuck it.
Here's the thing. What we're saying is you don't open up to your girl. If you're going to cry, you go cry with your male friends. You go and open up to your guys. You don't open up to women ever because women are not capable of dealing with masculine problems. You guys just aren't. You don't live the same life.
But fuck the crying. Say you actually just were in a tight spot.
And you need to communicate with your partner.
With your woman for a while, and then she just ups and leaves you because you've had a hard time.
Yo, I'm going to make it nice and simple. Like you keep bringing up these random ass scenarios.
No, that's a
it's
real
very
thing.
nice and simple. It's very nice and simple. Do not show emotion with your girl or be vulnerable or cry. It doesn't work. And there's a chance, a very high likelihood that she's going to be repulsed by it. Okay.
Absolutely
now,
show vulnerability with your girl.
Does that mean no?
Absolutely do.
No, this is another example of why women don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to attraction between men and women. Men and women are very differently. The things that arouse a woman and makes a man attractive to a woman are things that you guys subconsciously don't even know and or are aware of. And if you guys don't believe me, we can literally do a scenario right now, and I want you to play the guy and tell me.
I'll play the guy.
Wow.
Let's go. Let's do it. All right. Who else thinks they know what it takes to get a girl? Who else here?
To get a girl?
Yes, as a man.
I'm not a man.
Okay, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
No, everything you're saying is
Interesting.
facts.
No.
It's
Okay.
facts.
No. She can do it.
Yeah. So
Let
we'll
her
say
say
that.
You're gonna play the guy.
Yeah.
We're
We're gonna do it a little bit later. We're gonna do it just it's gonna take us a bit to set it up.
But there's two different types of people. There's 9-to-5s and entrepreneurs. And my man come home saying, "Babe, I just got fired." I'm like, yo, what are we about to do? Like, let's figure out a way
what's
for
the
you to
next
go get that
move?
bag.
That's
Like,
fine. But you guys are missing
It's
the point.
different.
Now you're talking about losing your job versus being vulnerable. I'm simply saying
No, but you said
don't
like guys
cry.
can't come home and cry about like losing their job.
not to their
I'm
girl.
gonna
Not to their girl.
uplift.
Not to their girl.
They
Not
do it.
to
to
me.
their girl. Because, like I
Yes,
said
they
before,
can.
as a man, your job is to provide the security and be the rock. If you show that you are no longer capable of being the rock by crying, she's going to lose a level of respect for you. Now, does that
feel
mean that the
like-
relationship is going to go out the window? No, but it compromises the potential of the relationship to go out the window. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like that's
And-
what contributes to like this toxic mentality of men can't show emotions because men can absolutely show emotions.
Not
like,
to women.
It's not
Yes,
socially
they
acceptable.
can.
Not to
Like,
women.
It's not
I-
socially
that-
acceptable for men to
that's-
cry.
I ain't going to some girls
not.
can be toxic as fuck.
And that's fine.
But
Some
I'm just
girls
gonna
can
say,
be toxic as shit, make a man feel small as hell.
Listen,
Real shit.
hold on. I just have a scenario. If a man's checking all my boxes, I'm having his kids, I'm cleaning the house. The last thing I want to do is listen to that man cry. I ain't got time. I'm taking care of the kids. I'm making sure everything's good. Like I have my own emotions. I'm sorry, but that's the last thing I want to hear is a man.
This is destructive advice that you guys are giving because it sounds good on paper to say be vulnerable to me and cry in front of me. But what you guys don't understand is that you're saying that now because it sounds good. But crying in front of a girl makes you less attractive as a
I've
man
had
because
men
can you
cry
please
in
stop
front of me.
interrupting?
Okay, my bad.
Are you with that guy right now?
I mean, obviously it was in the past.
So anyway, continuing on what I said.
It didn't turn me off though.
So like I was saying, you're no longer with that man. So I guarantee you probably had other unattractive traits compiled with the fact that he cried in front of you.
It's a package deal.
It's a package deal.
Yeah.
He's a bitch regardless. If he's crying in front of you, there's probably other bitch ass nigga tendencies he probably had. So going back to what I was saying, which is why you left him in the first place. So I love it when girls say that. I got a guy crying in front of me. Where's he at now? We don't date anymore. Exactly.
No, but
So-
question.
Crying is an emotion.
So now let's go back because this all started. So I'm paying very close attention here with your tone, the way you say it. Listen, man, I don't make the rules. I just report them. If I say the sky is blue versus the sky is fucking blue, it does not change the fact that it is a fact. And if you want to accept it or not, you don't have to. But I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
Did
real
you
quick.
experience like? Can I ask this real quick? Real quick.
Let her ask.
One thing
Here we go.
just-
Psychological profile question coming up. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, did you experience like that type of pain from a woman that
Told y'all.
made you be like?
Myron, who hurt you, Myron?
Who
Who hurt you, Myron?
Who
hurt you,
Well,
Myron?
listen, we all get hurt.
Yeah,
we all get hurt. We all
Myron.
get. All
Myron,
right.
who hurt you, Myron?
But like for you to
Fun
go to that extent, though,
4D chess.
Dímelo.
4D chess,
it's
baby.
like
4D chess.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you had to
Yeah,
go through
trauma.
that trauma
Yeah.
to get that perspective.
Uh-huh.
No, but that's how
Honestly.
most men
And
are
they
now.
are, and that's
yeah.
why you gotta
cannot
show love.
cry.
I know, Myron.
If
But that's why we gotta show love.
If a young little boy is crying in the cafeteria, everybody's gonna laugh at him. It's not socially acceptable for a man to show emotions, and that's why they will continue to not do so.
you?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
4D chess.
also, maybe that's why I see things differently.
But
I literally called it. I said, "Here comes the psychological profile
No,
question. What
it's
you
an
do?"
honest question. It's an honest question.
What if I told you that's a deflection and I just stated a fact and it's irrelevant what the answer to that question would be?
Well, you
I mean-
generalize a lot, honestly.
That's
and
how
that
the
to
world
me
works.
is like,
You have to.
and that's fine. You take it personal, whatever you decide to take
It's
personal.
not personal at all. It's generalizations.
I'm
it's actually
saying the
furthest from personal.
generalizations you take, if you feel like you fit, then you'll take it personal. I don't take anything that you say personal because it's like, it's not.
Well,
Yes.
actually,
Like,
kind of
it's
are
not
because you're
relevant.
asking me right now who hurt me, which I mean,
I know.
what
I
does
didn't
that have to
ask
do with
what hurt
anything?
you. I said, like, did you experience that for you to be so passionate about, like, you
Yeah.
cannot cry
I
in
mean-
front of women. It makes you weak.
I mean, the truth
And then-
is that if you want to really, really know, I've never cried in front of a girl, and I've
What
never
about
had
your
that
mom?
issue. No, I mean, like
Yeah.
my mom is different. What is my?
Yeah, and maybe
No,
that's
it
why
starts with your mom. It starts with your mom.
Well,
Your relationship
Has
with
your
your
mom ever cried in front of you?
And that's
took in
probably
my
why
truck
I
card.
see things differently because I have a 5-year-old son. So maybe that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, like if a man cries in front of you, like
Your son and the
expressing-
man that you're dating are two different things. You know what I mean? Like that they are not the same whatsoever. A mother's love to her son is not the same as a woman's love to her partner at all. It's completely different.
Unconditional.
There's
conditional.
one is fairly
but
unconditional,
one leads to the other.
and the other one is purely conditional.
It's all conditional.
I think that one thing that I think that we're
I
missing.
said close to unconditional.
Yeah.
A mother's love to her child is the closest you're going to come to unconditional.
unconditional for a child. Yeah.
Yes,
Or-
that's what
or
I'm trying to
pet.
say.
I agree.
Or a pet.
I think
So-
that one thing that we're missing is that like men don't realize and women don't realize that our parents shape us to be who we are. And like I've witnessed my little brothers growing up and my stepdad will tell them, don't cry, be tough. And my little brother's super emotional. So the whole point of that is now he's going to grow up and he every single time that he's about to cry or get triggered, he's going to remember my stepdad saying so. And that's because that's socially acceptable for a man to be tough and not process emotions. And of course, I know that biologically we are more emotional and sensitive than you guys are, but that doesn't mean that you have probably had so many triggers and so many like emotional things in your life that you've completely suppressed because that's what you were taught. So I feel like as women, if we want men to be more emotional, we need to raise men to be able to express
But
that.
that's a lie.
The
though.
emotional
I don't want an
intelligence.
emotional
That's a
man.
lie.
I don't want an
Here's the
emotional
That's a
man.
lie.
problem.
It's cap, bro.
I feel like
problem.
there's a
There
difference.
will never be a
There's-
shift that accepts that. So you may want it to happen. Yeah, let's raise our kids to be more
No,
emotional.
I'm not saying
I
that there's
feel
a
like
collective
there's a
worldwide
difference.
movement. I'm just saying I know that I'm not saying when I say an emotional man, I'm not saying a man that's going to cry over every argument. It could be emotional in a way that he's just simply expressing any
Being
sort of
aware.
emotion
Being
without
aware of
swallowing it.
themselves.
That's
But
all I'm
see,
saying.
I get,
man's
I get
not
what you're
gonna
saying, but once again, you never know how far is too far. You might say that's cool, but she might not. You never know.
I'm just talking about me personally. Like,
That's the problem.
yeah, well, I mean, you talked about you personally. We all, it's all.
That was
personal
only to answer her
experiences.
question, which is irrelevant because I was making fun of it. But it doesn't matter if I went through some trauma with my mom. I'm simply saying,
It does.
what did I say that was incorrect? Attack the argument, not me. What was incorrect?
I wasn't attacking you. I was asking you a question.
No. Because
You're very hard on about that you cannot cry in front of women. And I think it's sad, honestly.
what's incorrect
that-
about that?
I never said it's incorrect. I said it's sad. You should be able to be vulnerable with your woman. Like
Again,
with your
reality isn't
partner.
fair. Things suck.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. There's war. There's
Yeah,
children
reality.
dying.
It's beautiful. It's ugly.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's happy. And yeah,
Yep.
that's what life is.
The
Okay.
reality
But
is
suppressing
men,
it is not where it's
Do
at.
you know, right? If they're emotional, you'll be in trouble.
You need to be emotionally
Violence.
intelligent.
No, hold on. School shooters are emotional. They're upset at women.
And yeah, and they don't
shoot
know
people.
how to
But that's
handle
not
it.
toxic. That's so
Emotional
toxic.
They
intelligence.
don't know how to handle
No.
it. That's where the
Emphasis on-
intelligence has to
Are
come in.
violent
Mhm.
and they have no control. If
Yeah.
men are emotional, you will probably be dead in a fight. I'm just saying, look, if men are emotional by themselves, that's one thing. But to be emotional to other people, you never know where it can go. You never know how much you can take, and as a result, it's dangerous.
I mean,
But
that's,
yeah, it's
that's on the
forever.
negative. That's on the negative side.
I feel
of
like
the
it's dangerous
emotional.
when they don't know how to
If
express
men
their
were
emotion.
emotional, if men were emotional, women would have had rights way before.
What makes
all
it-
that.
Okay, I see where
Yeah.
I see where this
But I'm
comes from.
saying though, if men were emotional and more compassionate, we probably would be actually further. I'm not talking about emotional in a way that he acts like a bitch. I'm just saying in a way where men are actually compassionate at the fact that there's a whole nother gender that thinks completely different than they do.
It's more
That's
like
it.
men who feel
It's not a feud. It's not a feud. We work together, and that's the end of it.
Yeah,
I feel
you shouldn't feel
like
forced
this whole
to
platform is kind of a feud, and I don't know.
You get with all due respect, y'all are all incorrect because here's the thing, like being emotional, you need to be logically sound when you're making important decisions. Okay, like you could say that, oh, be sensitive or whatever. No, strong men are what built peaceful times.
Do you not believe in emotional intelligence?
Define
No,
emotional
continue.
intelligence.
Oh,
It's
God.
literally being aware of yourself. Like if you feel some type of way, something triggers you, you think about like, why is this triggering me? Then you gotta think back. You really gotta
Oh, so let me be
think.
emotional and lash out because I'm triggered.
It's learning how
No.
to respond rather than react.
Identify your
Right.
own.
As opposed
Respond
to
rather than
suppress.
react.
Listen,
Do you know how
You
to
know
do
what's
that?
kind of funny? You guys want to know what's kind of funny?
Que lo que.
The whole reason we've been able to have a good conversation is because we've been able to suppress our emotions,
Yeah.
even though you guys have been triggered, disrespectful, rude, over talking, interjecting. We've been extremely suppressive in our emotions. Because I'll tell you guys this: if we had women here that were leading this show and dealing with y'all, they'll be like, "Shut the fuck up, bitch! I'm trying to say something."
No,
It's totally not.
But-
It's about
But
intelligence
hold
and
on.
compassion.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
But we're suppressing our emotions, even though my knee jerk reaction sometimes to tell y'all shut the fuck up. I don't do it. Why? Because I understand that
It's
to have
logic.
a productive podcast and have a good discussion, I need to be able to hear your points, even as asinine as some of them may be. We need to hear them out. Literally, I'm telling you, 1 + 1 is 2 versus 1 + 1 is fucking 2. It does not change the fact that it's still 2. And you're over here asking me, well, what about your mom? Tell me about this. Totally deflecting the argument, right? I would have a good reason to, be emotional and say, shut up.
Yeah,
What are you talking
do.
about?
Everybody has a good reason.
But I'm
to be
not doing that.
emotional.
And what are we having? A more productive podcast by not being emotional.
Because we
right?
need to talk about this shit though.
No. But you don't understand. You gave an emotional response. I responded with stoicism and kept it factual,
you took it
which is
that
why we're
way.
having a good conversation right
Yo.
now.
Well,
You
asking
took
you
business.
about
Okay, just so you know, right? If men were emotional, as y'all said it should be, right? Imagine if Russia said, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna just bomb the whole country.
That's something a
emotional
man would do.
Stability?
But we're not saying that the logical part has to be completely wiped.
No,
I've
that's
never
the
Sounds
problem.
like a nigga
At all.
that's
That's the
been
problem,
expressing
though.
his emotional.
If I'm emotional and
I feel like it's not-
today, you know what? Fuck the world. I'm just gonna blow it up.
Logic goes out the window when
Oh,
emotions
That
are
sounds
involved.
like a nigga that's been on a leash and suppressing his emotions. On his
It's not about
motherfucking
being
life.
Guess what? When
emotional.
it's finally
as
emotional,
much as, like,
comes out.
communicating.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. But that's because he's been forced to suppress his
So
emotions.
he doesn't
by
know how to
society.
handle it. So he's
So
just
you
If someone
imagine-
who has been
about
on the
communication.
opposite, like the problem is the fact that y'all have been forced to suppress your emotions because that's what you think is the definition of being a real man.
No.
Not being emotional in society,
Just
not
so
being
you-
emotional in front of your woman who's supposed to be your fucking
No.
partner.
Just so you know, a lot of guys that have been single moms are very emotional. And they're the one killing people in the streets, rob people, because they're emotional. You know what? I want that. Fuck it. I'm gonna just take it. So your example is an exception.
Suppressed
but the rule is
emotions.
most men are single moms are emotional. And
Is
they
it
do dumb
really
shit like that.
an
They do.
Suppressed
exception, though?
They
emotions.
do.
That's because they don't know how to communicate. It's important to
You said that
understand and communicate. your
boys with
emotions.
single moms are more emotional.
I feel like
A
they're
lot of
more
them are.
emotionally intelligent, honestly.
The single mother rate
can
right now is
laugh,
at the
it's okay.
highest level.
I feel like
than
it's
it's
always
ever been,
been.
really.
Boys
And
need
a
a
lot of those
day.
kids end up
They
where?
do need their dads.
Facts.
They do need their
Boys
dads.
need their dad.
They need
period.
So you're saying that a kid needs to have two parents to be
100%.
logical, and if he has
1000%.
one, okay, but
Single
I feel
mother
like
households are the reason why we have such a degenerative society. Criminals, rapists, murderers,
Sorry to say.
terrorists, all the school shooters, etc. Overwhelmingly,
It-
drug addicts, alcoholics, degenerates in general, almost always
So-
exclusively come from single mother households, and there's statistics to show that.
So you think that's because they lack discipline from their fathers?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
Who's rooted in logic and rationale and not emotion like the mother.
So I can agree that a fair balance is necessary for anyone because I feel like a woman needs her dad too. So we won't take it there. But at the end of the day, like a fair balance is what will cultivate a child's growth, on a more well-rounded
Let's keep this concise
scale.
because we were discussing earlier emotion, versus logic.
Right,
And,
so-
and I'm simply saying, because remember, she has an issue with the way I was saying things. And I'm saying it doesn't matter how I say things. If it's fact, it's fact.
It wasn't.
And you gave an emotional response and made an ad hominem inquisition. Well, did your mom do something? What does that have to do with the argument?
Because I'm trying to understand your perspective a little better, and it goes back to that. Honestly,
That's irrelevant. If
it's
I
irrelevant to you, but I feel like everybody here could agree that that is relevant.
How you
It is
raised,
not.
of
From like
course,
watching
it's
previous
relevant.
episodes.
It is not.
relevant.
It is not, because if the argument is 1 + 1 is 2 and it's a fact, the person asking the person, "How was your mom raise you?" That has nothing to do with the fact that 1 + 1 is 2.
Well, at the end of the day, this is all theories, anyways.
Okay.
So
No, it's facts.
It's pretty factual.
But we're not-
What is theory? Tell me what is theory.
literally everything.
Tell me what it is.
Your perspective, my bad.
What of my perspective is theory?
Literally everything.
Okay, can you name it?
Theory is a statistically significant
He's saying,
hypothesis
From what he
for
said,
a law.
what is theory and what is fact?
It's-
Everything.
Technically, your perspective is your
defined it.
reality.
Yeah.
You create your own reality.
Cause we say our truth, and then he's like, incorrect. This is the way it is.
Yeah,
And
because
that's
there is
it.
no such thing as your truth. There is one truth. It's one objective truth.
Eh.
Yes.
And it doesn't necessarily
Yes.
necessarily come down to what you say. Is I think what she's trying to say.
You're not God.
But
Okay, what did I say that was incorrect?
I'm just saying that in general, like,
What did I say that was incorrect?
how do
Well,
where do I
just-
start?
Stop.
Like,
What did I say that was incorrect?
what did you say earlier?
There you go.
What
You were
you
not
guys-
listening to the arguments.
All right.
Because there's
So,
too many.
See, she was
like,
listening
it's
with her
literally
feelings
like,
and not listening to understand.
Oh, yeah, I'm
The
listening
difference
with
between
my
me and you
feelings.
is
you
that
need to listen more with your feelings, I think.
no.
And I think that's when, because
No.
look, I'm trying to come here with love. All right. But you like are just like, no, I'm attacking you. I'm not trying to attack you, honestly.
No. I'm simply saying I listen to you.
Okay.
And not only do I listen to understand.
Yes.
Because for me to, take apart your argument, I actually have to listen,
Mhm.
understand, and give a good response that makes sense. You, however, cannot say what I said that was incorrect and respond because you've been listening with your feelings, not to understand. I'm here with love. You're supposed to listen to understand and then rebut the argument, which you've been unable to do. Instead, you say, "Tell me how your mom raised you." What does that have to do with the facts that I've been saying?
If a woman wasn't emotional, would she be considered masculine to you?
If a woman was considered, if what?
If a woman wasn't emotional, would she be considered masculine to you?
Fairly, yeah.
So then does that mean that you are going to one day put up with an emotional woman?
I accept that women are emotional.
And are you going to be able to like actually have a problem solving thing if you're coming from such a logical standpoint, she's coming from such an emotional standpoint
Yeah.
because she's so feminine, you're so masculine. Do you
Yeah.
think that could work?
Yeah, absolutely.
But how can you hear out emotions if you're not really feeling any?
Here's the thing.
It's a balance.
Women don't really give a fuck about, getting a solution when they have their emotions. They just want to be able to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And have a listening ear
That's
a lot of
right.
the times. If they really want advice, then they'll ask you for the advice. Sometimes just listening and being a rock is all that a girl needs. Simple. That's your job as a man. But it does not work the other way around.
But how can you be compassionate of her emotions if you're not really experiencing them though? Like how can you hear her out and help her be the rock?
We never said not to be emotional. We said to suppress your emotions in front of your woman.
no.
There's a difference.
Okay. So you don't think that women being over emotional is a problem?
No, it's
No.
just what comes with the territory.
Natural.
Okay.
We talk to y'all every day. You're always emotional. Women are always emotional. The reason why we're so prepared for everything you guys are going to say, I literally called what you were going to say before you said it, is because we've talked to thousands of you guys now at this point. We know how women think on a balance of probabilities. Very emotionally driven. When logic is stated and rationale, the world doesn't operate that way all the time. My truth. No, there's one truth. It's objective. Okay? You might not appreciate the truth or you might not like the truth, but that does not change the fact that it is the truth. It's not subjective. It's objective.
Okay, we got some chats here as well.
Yeah, let's
And then let's look, 'cause-
close it up.
Angel Cardenas, $100 says,